Money, 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 must be funny in a rich man's world. I'm just looking here at some of the stuff our batshit crazy government have spent our money on. The UK taxpayer has spent over £133,000 on a contract monitoring the Taliban's narcotics ban in Afghanistan. We're making sure that the Afghans aren't on drugs. Have you seen what's happened to Scotland? They've got the worst drug-related deaths in the whole of Europe, and we're spending money on the Taliban's basically scheme to stop Afghanis going on drugs. We're also going to spend £1.5 billion on a contract for provision of bridging accommodation and travel services for asylum seekers. The contract includes the cost of the floating asylum barge, the Bibi Stockholm. That's £1.5 billion, awarded to one supplier. Somebody's having a lot of money out of this. I remember the days when the British government awarded a contract worth, I think it was small potatoes really, something like 10 million to a company to provide cross-channel services, and they didn't even have any ships. And guess what? The company got set up, the government gave them the money, and in 18 months they were bust and the money just disappeared. But the directors got paid, and up until 2029, with another £1 billion going out for accommodation for asylum seekers, just for the North West. You'll like this one. The Foreign Office has awarded, via UK taxpayers' money, a £25 million support contract for a green urban growth in Somalia. And there's a provision to extend the option for an additional 25 million. And the contract's been awarded to one particular company. It's awarded by the UK's Foreign Commonwealth Development Fund, known as the FCDO. And I mean, this lot is responsible for wasting a lot of our money. We've got 22 million going out to Nepal to support green growth. Nepal! A new government contract for 151,000 for a LinkedIn subscription. And then we spent 264,000, you wait for this, of taxpayers' money spent on countering disinformation in Ethiopia. I don't even care what they're saying in Preston, let alone Ethiopia. How mad is this? This is what goes on behind the scenes with the civil service. This is why they need reform. And that's why the Reform Party are setting up a system to do just that. Oh, bless them, we're letting Indonesia have 8.5 million as well on, it's a renewable energy programme. And it's again supplied to one supplier. A £110,000 contract for a conference on the prevention of gender-based disinformation in Kenya. They're apparently really keen in Kenya about disinformation on, some people don't even have any food in Africa, and we're paying for this. Wouldn't it be better to get together and have like clean water and food available? Oh, bless them, they've spent 10 million of our taxes on enhancing gender and human development outcomes through system strengthening in Nepal. That's in case anybody just feels they're born in the wrong body. In Nepal, we're going to help them. Yeah, awarded to one supplier again in February 2025, the UK's Foreign Commonwealth Office and Development Fund. Boy, they can get through some money, can't they? And a £5 million contract for an asylum interview booth. Asylum interview booths, and they're all required for this new technology to allow virtual interviews of asylum seekers. And that's been awarded to one supplier in July last year. £73 million been awarded to the NHS for interpretation and translation services to the NHS. Some interpreters are allowed to stay all the time if the patient is particularly ill. One guy's allowed to sit, because I've had this on personal experience, one man was allowed to sit with interpreters doing shifts in case he woke up in bed and wanted to converse about something. The interpreter was paid to stay and do it in shifts. I think they did 4-hour shifts. And on top of the obscene amount of money that Keir Starmer's gifting to the Chagos Island, the UK government's also allocated 12 million to a task force on access to climate finance in Mauritius. And I do find this as an essential task. 850,000 is going on a contract for online equity, diversity and inclusion training in the construction industry, awarded to one supplier in May. Why is YMCA running through my mind? YMCA! Diversity, equity, inclusion in the construction trade. Oh, do you remember him, chaps, with hammer on hips? 1,150,000 to one contractor again for language analysis services. That's to identify an individual's country of origin, awarded to one supplier in December 2023. Where are you from? Just ask them, get them to write it down. Write it, where are you from? Over here, that's where I'm from. Where are you from? I'm from over there. See, simple. Saved you all that money. And we've allotted 2.9 billion, that's 2.9 billion, it's not a typo, to Trafford College security services, because they want to upgrade their security at Trafford College. I don't think they spent that much on Camp Bastion, did they? Oh, this is the belter, awarded to one taxi firm. £16 million contract to one taxi firm for staff travel for TfL workers, that's Transport for London workers, to ensure that their staff got to work on time when travel's disrupted, awarded to one taxi firm in 2022. This is one of my favourites. The UK taxpayer paid £499,649 to buy 15 electric Porsches for the British Embassy in Tirana to be donated to the Albanian prisons. Part of a drive to net zero, they required electric vehicles. And they should be delivered at once. The contract's awarded to Porsche Albania by the Foreign Office. I mean, I can't do them all at once because there's that many. It's the equivalent of... There's a girl called Charlotte Gill. If you're on Twitter, please follow her. She's a smashing lass and she's doing an awful lot of work. You know, America's Doge, they can go through that, you know, Trump's paying people to do this. This girl's doing it all off her own back and she's simply marvellous. And I do like her attitude. She's quite fearless as well. She goes after people like Khan directly. She doesn't seem to be afraid to take a challenge up. But when you think this is just some of the taxes via the Foreign Office, what's going on with our councils and the way everything else is run? How ridiculous this country's got. They are literally giving our money away week after week, day after day, and we don't get a say in it. That is morally wrong. I see it as a form of corruption. Hi Jeff, that's Jeff, he's just come to do afternoon shift. Anyway, have a rerun, watch it again, make a list. And if you want to know there's more about it, it's called the Procurement Files on Twitter. I don't know if you've got a Facebook page. I'm currently locked out with my Facebook page, UK Politics Uncovered. I've no idea why. I've requested information. I haven't done anything wrong. There's no blocks or anything. It's just like boom, gone. The joys of social media. Anyway, that's an update for today. But I'm very pleased to see that Zia, you know, who's also called Mohammed, Kel Surprise, who cares, is going to tackle Matt Hancock and Boris Johnson when they get into power with a real inquiry. What you've got to look at here, you can't go after Madazalam Matt head on. It won't work. But you can go after him for the way he handled things. It's a bit like the way they caught Al Capone for tax fraud. They got Al Capone on tax evasion. They didn't get him on anything dodgier than that. And that's the way to go around these people. Choose a route where you can nobble them.